The Amazon River is one of the most amazing places in the world, but it's also home to some of the strangest and scariest animals you can imagine. Beneath its muddy waters and along its wild banks, life has taken shapes that can shock and surprise even experienced explorers. Some creatures here are dangerous because of their size or their bite. Others are harmless to people, but look so unusual they seem like they belong in a movie. In this video, we'll count down the 10 scariest and weirdest creatures of the Amazon River. We'll look at how they live, what makes them so strange, and why they stand out from the rest. And when we reach number 3, you might feel both amazed and a little uneasy at S, one of the most bizarre animals ever found in the Amazon. The kangaroo, also called the vampire catfish, is one of the smallest yet most feared fish in the Amazon River. At just 1 to 2 inches long, it doesn't look dangerous. In fact, it's almost transparent, making it very hard to see in the water. But what it lacks in size, it makes up for in its strange and unsettling way of feeding. The kangaroo is a parasite. It usually lives by attaching itself to the gills of larger fish and feeding on their blood. It has sharp spines on its head that help it stay in place once it latches on. For the fish it attacks, this can cause serious injury or even death if the parasite stays for too long. What made the kangaroo infamous worldwide is a rare but disturbing story. It has been reported to accidentally enter the human body. According to some accounts, the fish is attracted to urine in the water and can swim into the urethra of a person bathing or urinating in the river. Once inside, its spines make it nearly impossible to remove without surgery. While scientists debate how common or even possible this really is, the idea alone has made the kangaroo a legend of Amazon horror. For locals, the kangaroo is less about deadly attacks on people and more about being a constant problem for fishing. When one lodges itself in the gills of a catch, it can ruin the meat and make the fish worthless to sell or eat. Fishermen often check their nets carefully to avoid bringing kangaroo home by mistake. One reason it's so feared is that you can't see it coming. Its small size, transparent body, and speed in water mean it can be right next to you without you noticing. Unlike larger predators that can be spotted and avoided, the kangaroo's danger lies in the fact that you may not even know you've been attacked until it's too late. Biologists studying the Amazon say the kangaroo is an example of how nature shapes animals in very unusual ways to survive in such a competitive environment. While most people focus on the river's big predators, like caimans and anacondas often the tiny, specialized creatures like the kangaroo that have the strangest and most unsettling adaptations. It's proof that in the Amazon River, danger doesn't always come with sharp teeth or massive size. Sometimes it's nearly invisible, and that might be the most frightening thing of all. The Goliath birdiator is the largest spider in the world by weight and size, and it lives in the Amazon rainforest, often close to rivers and swamps. With a leg span of up to 12 inches, is about the size of a dinner plate, can look terrifying even if you're not afraid of spiders. Despite its name, it doesn't eat birds very often, but it can if it gets the chance. The Goliath birdiator is a type of tarantula. It uses its size and power to hunt insects, frogs, lizards, and sometimes small snakes or birds. It doesn't spin webs to catch prey. Instead, it hides in a burrow or under leaves, waiting quietly. When something comes close, it pounces, sinking its fangs into the victim and injecting venom. The venom isn't deadly to humans, but it's strong enough to kill small animals quickly. One of the strangest things about the Goliath birdiator is how it defends itself. When it feels threatened, it rubs its back legs against its body to release tiny barbed hairs into the air. These hairs can get into the skin, eyes, or nose of a predator, causing intense itching and irritation. For larger threats, like humans, it can make the experience so uncomfortable that most people run away fast. When the spider wants to scare off an attacker without touching it, it will raise its front legs and show its fangs. Combined with its massive size, this threat display can be enough to make even experienced Amazon hunters step back. Locals don't often see the Goliath birdiator because it's active at night. During the day, it hides underground, but at night, it comes out to hunt, and that's when it's most likely to be spotted. The sound of its large body moving through dry leaves can be heard from several feet away. While its bite is not deadly to people, it is still painful, like getting stung by a wasp, but lasting longer. Some people also react badly to the irritation caused by its hairs, which can last for days. This mix of size, speed, and unusual defense methods makes the Goliath predator one of the most unsettling animals you can find near the Amazon River. It's a reminder that the Amazon's threats don't just come from the water itself. Sometimes they're waiting just beyond the riverbank, with 8 legs and the ability to disappear into the darkness as quickly as they appeared. The giant centipede, also called Scolopendra giganta, is one of the largest and most fearsome insects in the Amazon region. It can grow over 12 inches long, with a long, flat, segmented body and dozens of sharp, hooked legs that seem to move in a wave as it crawls. Its dark body with orange or red legs makes it stand out, and warns predators that it's not safe to mess with. The centipede is a top predator in its world. Unlike many insects that feed only on plants or small bugs, the giant centipede can hunt almost anything it can overpower. It has been seen eating frogs, lizards, snakes, birds, and even bats. One of its strangest hunting methods is climbing cave walls to catch bats in mid-flight. It uses its front legs, which are modified into sharp claws called forcipules, to grab the prey and inject venom. The venom isn't deadly to most humans, but it's extremely painful. A bite can cause swelling, fever, dizziness, and hours of intense throbbing pain. For small animals, the venom works quickly, paralyzing them so the centipede can eat without a struggle. Unlike spiders, which inject venom through fangs, the giant centipede's venom comes from these forcipules just behind its head. It strikes fast, holding on tight while it works its poison into the prey. Its many legs dig in like tiny hooks, making it nearly impossible for a victim to escape. People who live in the Amazon know to be careful when moving logs, stones, or piles of leaves. These centipedes like to hide in dark, damp places during the day and hunt at night. If disturbed, they can be aggressive and will not hesitate to defend themselves. What makes them especially unsettling is their speed and flexibility. They can move in any direction forward, backward, or sideways almost instantly. And because they can climb walls, trees, and even ceilings, there's no safe place if one decides to come after you. Some locals tell stories of centipedes crawling into homes during heavy rains, searching for dry ground. While attacks on humans are rare, the thought of a flung venomous insect moving quickly across the floor is enough to make anyone uneasy. The giant centipede proves that in the Amazon, danger can come from creatures much smaller than a jaguar or an anaconda. Its mix of speed, strength, and venom, combined with its eerie, many-legged movement, makes it one of the most fearsome and weird predators you could meet in this part of the world. When most people think of leeches, they imagine small worms that stick to your skin in ponds or lakes. But in the Amazon, there's a version that's far bigger and far stranger: Amazonian giant leech. This massive parasite can grow over 18 inches long and as thick as a thumb. Some reports say they can even reach up to 2 feet in length under the right conditions. These leeches are masters of stealth. They live in slow-moving sections of the river, swamps, and flooded forest floors, often buried in the mud. They wait for an animal or a person to get close, then extend their muscular bodies and attach themselves using a strong, sucker-like mouth. Once attached, the leech uses rows of sharp, microscopic teeth to pierce the skin and release an enzyme that stops blood from clotting. This allows it to feed for long periods without being noticed. A single giant leech can drink several times its own weight in blood during one feeding. What makes the Amazonian giant leech even more unsettling is that you, often don't, feel it feeding. Its saliva contains a mild anesthetic that numbs the area, so by the time you realize it's there, it may have been drinking for hours. This silent feeding is why leeches have been used in traditional medicine, but in the wild, it's more disturbing than helpful. For animals like capybaras or caimans, these leeches are just part of life in the river. But for humans, finding one attached can be a shock. While the feeding itself usually isn't dangerous, the open wound it leaves can attract bacteria in the warm, muddy water, leading to infections. Scientists studying these leeches have found they are surprisingly smart hunters for such simple creatures. They can sense movement, heat, and even the faint electrical signals given off by muscles. This allows them to locate prey in total darkness or murky water. Some local fishermen have their own ways of dealing with them, often using salt, fire, or special herbs to make the leech let go. Pulling one off by force is risky, because if the mouth stays attached, it can cause more bleeding or infection. The Amazonian giant leech is a reminder that in this ecosystem, Even the simplest animals can be perfectly adapted to survive. It doesn't have fangs, claws, or venom, yet it still manages to feed on some of the largest creatures in the river. And perhaps the strangest part, you might never even know it was there until it's already gone. The mata-mata turtle is one of the weirdest looking animals in the Amazon River. At first glance, it doesn't even look like a turtle. Its head is flat and shaped like a leaf, its long neck is covered in bumps and flaps of skin, and its rough, brown shell looks like tree bark. This camouflage lets it disappear into the muddy water, making it almost impossible for prey or predators to see. The mata-mata can grow up to 18 inches long and weigh over 30 pounds. It spends most of its life hiding in shallow, slow-moving water, often near the edges of swamps or flooded forests. Unlike other turtles that chase their food, the mata-mata uses a sit-and-wait hunting style. Its diet is mostly fish, but it doesn't bite or chew. Instead, it waits perfectly still until a fish swims close. Then, in less than a second, it opens its huge mouth and creates a powerful vacuum. The fish is sucked in whole, along with a rush of water which the turtle pushes back out before swallowing. This suction feeding is so fast that even slow-motion cameras struggle to capture it. The mata-mata's strange head and skin flaps are not just for camouflage. They also help it sense movement in the water. Small vibrations tell the turtle exactly where its prey is swimming, even if it can't see it clearly. Unlike snapping turtles, the mata-mata is not aggressive toward humans. In fact, it rarely moves unless it has to. But its bizarre appearance, part turtle, part log, part prehistoric creature, makes it unsettling to see up close. Its wide, flat mouth often looks like it's smiling, but for small fish, that smile is the last thing they'll ever see. Locals in some parts of the Amazon believe the mata-mata brings good luck and keep them in small ponds. Others see them as a sign of the river's mystery, since their strange design feels like something nature shouldn't have been able to create. Scientists say the mata-mata is a perfect example of extreme adaptation. Its entire body is built for one jobambush hunting end. It does that job so well that it hasn't changed much for millions of years. Seeing a mata-mata in the wild is rare, but unforgettable. It's a living reminder that the Amazon is home not only to dangerous predators, but also to creatures so strange they seem to belong in a fantasy world. And yet, every part of them is real and perfectly suited to the river's hidden life. The pacu fish is one of the strangest looking fish in the Amazon River, not because of its size or color, but because of its teeth. At first glance, the pacu looks like a large piranha. It has a similar body shape and can grow over 3 feet long and weigh more than 50 pounds. But when it opens its mouth, you see something truly bizarre. A row of flat, square teeth that look almost exactly like human teeth. These teeth are not just for show. Unlike the sharp, pointed teeth of a piranha, the pacu's teeth are designed for crushing and grinding. The pacu is mostly an omnivore, eating fruits, nuts, and seeds that fall into the water from overhanging trees, as well as small fish and insects. Its strong bite can easily crack open hard shells or crush thick plant matter. For humans, the pacu is not usually dangerous, but there have been unusual reports of it biting people. In some rare cases, fishermen have been bitten while pulling them out of nets. And there are old local stories of pacu biting, swimmers especially, if they mistake fingers or toes for food. These stories have given the fish a nickname in some areas, ball cutter. While most of these tales are exaggerated, the pacu's powerful jaws can cause painful injuries if provoked. The pacu's strange diet also makes it one of the Amazon's most important species for the ecosystem. By eating and later releasing seeds in different parts of the river, the pacu helps spread plants along the banks. Some scientists even call it a forest gardener of the Amazon. What makes the pacu so unsettling, though, is the combination of its harmless appearance and its eerie human-like smile. In photos, it can look like the fish is grinning for the camera. For people who see it up close for the first time, that smile is often more creepy than friendly. Fishermen in parts of Brazil keep a close eye out for pacu during certain times of year when they come closer to the surface to feed on floating fruits. Catching one can be tricky because they are strong fighters once hooked, and their sharp-edged scales can cut fishing lines. The pacu is a good reminder that in the Amazon, not all strange creatures are deadly killers. Some are just bizarre in ways that make them unforgettable. With its plant-crushing jaws, powerful bite, and unsettling human grin, The pacu proves that the Amazon River is full of surprises, some of them smiling right back at you. The Amazonian giant river turtle, also called Podocnus expansa, is one of the largest freshwater turtles in the world. Adults can grow over 3 feet long and weigh more than 200 pounds. They have a smooth oval shell that can be shades of brown, gray, or olive, and a broad head with a slightly hooked beak. What makes this turtle strange is not just its size, it's the way it lives and reproduces. Most turtles lay their eggs alone, but the giant river turtle nests in huge groups called colonies. During the dry season, hundreds, sometimes thousands of females gather on the same sandy beaches to dig nests and lay their eggs. Scientists think this mass nesting helps protect the turtles because predators can't possibly eat every single egg. Even stranger, these turtles communicate with each other using sounds that humans can't hear without special equipment. Mothers and hatchlings can talk before the eggs even hatch. When it's time for the baby turtles to leave the nest, the entire group often emerges together, rushing toward the water in a huge wave. This synchronized movement helps many survive the dangerous dash past birds, lizards, and fish waiting to eat them. The Amazonian giant river turtle is mostly peaceful, eating plants, fruits, and seeds that fall into the water. However, its powerful beak can crush tough shells and thick stems with ease, so getting your fingers too close is not a good idea. During the wet season, these turtles can travel long distances through flooded forests, using their strong legs to paddle through currents and even against fast-moving water. They have excellent memories of nesting sites and return to the same beach year after year, sometimes traveling over 100 miles to get there. Unfortunately, their predictable habits have also made them easy targets for humans. For centuries, people have collected their eggs and hunted adults for meat, which has caused populations to drop. Conservation programs now protect many nesting beaches, and in some areas, locals help guard the eggs until they hatch. Seeing a group of giant river turtles in the wild can be both awe-inspiring and a little unsettling. Their massive size, slow movements, and silent, watchful eyes give them an almost ancient presence, as if they've been here since the beginning of time, which I sent far from the truth. Fossil evidence shows their ancestors have lived in South America for millions of years. In the Amazon, danger often comes from sharp teeth or venom. But sometimes, the strangest and most memorable creatures are the gentle giants. And the Amazonian giant river turtle is one of the biggest and most unusual of them all. The Amazonian freshwater stingray looks like something from another world. Its flat, round body can grow more than 4 feet across, with eyes on top and a mouth underneath. Its skin is often covered in spots or patterns that help it blend into the sandy river bottom, making it nearly invisible until it moves. While stingrays are often thought of as ocean animals, the Amazon has several species that live entirely in fresh water. They spend most of their time lying still on the bottom, covered in sand, waiting for small fish, snails, or crustaceans to swim close. When prey is near, the stingray glides forward and traps it under its disc-shaped body before sucking it into its mouth. What makes the stingray dangerous is its tail. Along the tail is a sharp, barbed spine coated with venom. If stepped on or threatened, the stingray can whip its tail upward and stab the spine into the attacker. The wound is not only deep, but also extremely painful, as the venom causes intense burning, swelling, and sometimes muscle cramps. In the Amazon, many stingray injuries happen by accident. People wading in shallow water sometimes step on a hidden ray, and the reaction is instant. Locals know to shuffle their feet while walking in the river, so the vibration will scare the ray away before stepping directly on it. Some species have patterns so unique, they almost look like they've been painted. This beauty hides the fact that their sting can take weeks to heal. Infections are common if the wound isn't treated quickly, and in rare cases, the injury can cause lasting nerve damage. Scientists are fascinated by these stingrays because they are one of the few ray families to adapt fully to fresh water. Over time, they developed kidneys and other systems to survive without salt water, allowing them to spread through the Amazon basin's many rivers and flooded forests. Locals sometimes catch stingrays for food, but handling them is risky. Even after a ray is dead, its spine can still cut and inject venom. Fishermen carefully remove the spines before cleaning them, often using tools to avoid touching the dangerous parts. The Amazonian freshwater stingray is proof that danger in the river often hides in plain sight. It doesn't chase or attack for no reason, It simply waits for something to come too close. But if you make that mistake, the pain it delivers is unforgettable. With its strange flat body, alien eyes, and hidden weapon, this stingray is one of the Amazon's most bizarre and fearsome residents. And for anyone who's been stung, it's not just weird, it's a memory that burns, literally, for a very long time. The Goliath tigerfish is one of the most fearsome-looking fish in the Amazon basin's connected river systems. Although more common in African rivers, a closely related large tigerfish species thrives in certain parts of South America, and its appearance alone is enough to make anyone think twice about swimming nearby. It can grow over 4 feet long and weigh more than 100 pounds, with a muscular silver body built for speed. But the most unforgettable feature is its mouth filled with large, sharp teeth that can grow up to 1 inch long. These teeth are so perfectly aligned that when the mouth closes, each one fits neatly into a matching groove, like a set of deadly scissors. The Goliath tigerfish is a pure predator. It hunts by sight, using its excellent vision to spot prey from a distance. Then it charges forward at incredible speed, biting down with enough force to cut a fish in half. Unlike piranhas, which often attack in groups, the tigerfish prefers to hunt alone, relying on its strength and surprise to take down prey. Its diet is made up mostly of other fish, but it's not picky. If something moves and fits in its mouth, it's fair game. Locals say they've seen tigerfish leap out of the water to grab birds, resting on low branches, or snatch smaller fish straight out of nets. What makes it even stranger is its confidence. Many river predators will flee if a human approaches, but the tigerfish sometimes swims closer, as if curious or sizing you up. Fishermen pulling one from the water need to be extremely careful, because it will thrash violently and bite anything it can reach. While attacks on humans are rare, there are reports of injuries from people accidentally swimming into their territory, especially during the breeding season when they become more aggressive. The bite of a large tigerfish can leave deep wounds that require stitches and can easily cut through fishing gear or rope. Scientists admire the Goliath tigerfish as one of the most perfectly designed freshwater hunters. Its combination of speed, sharp teeth, and raw power puts it near the very top of the food chain in its habitat. It has no real natural enemies once it reaches full size. For anyone exploring the Amazon's rivers, spotting a Goliath tigerfish in the wild is both breathtaking and terrifying. Its sleek body and glinting teeth make it look like something straight out of a monster movie. Except this predator is 100% real. The kanduraku is one of the strangest and most feared fish in the Amazon River. While most people have heard of the tiny kandiru that can slip into the gills of other fish or the rare infamous stories of it entering the human body, the kanduraku takes things to another level. It's much larger, sometimes growing over 1.5 feet long, and it hunts in a way that's even more disturbing. Instead of hiding and waiting for a host, the kanduraku actively hunts other fish. It chases them down and uses its sharp, bony head to ram into their gills, forcing its way inside. Once it's in, it uses its strong mouth and teeth to tear at the gill tissue and feed on the fish's blood and flesh. This attack often kills the victim within minutes. What makes this fish so unsettling is that it's a parasite, but also a predator. Most parasites feed quietly, without killing their host, but the kanduraku is aggressive and doesn't care if its host survives. Its attacks leave behind gruesome injuries, and fishermen often find fish in their nets with gaping wounds in their gill auricular, signs of a kanduraku strike. It's not considered a direct threat to humans because it's too large to enter the body, like its tiny cousin. But its speed, aggression, and brutal feeding style make it a dangerous fish to handle. If caught, it thrashes violently and can cut skin with its sharp-head spines. Scientists studying the species say it's one of the most extreme examples of adaptation in the Amazon. The river is full of large, fast-swimming fish, and instead of competing with them for the same prey, the kanduraku developed this unique way of feeding that almost no other fish in the world uses. Local fishermen sometimes call it the vampire hunter, because it's like a vampire that doesn't hide. It charges in and takes what it wants. In some areas, it's believed to be bad luck to catch one because its appearance means other fish in the area have been driven away or injured. Seeing one up close is unforgettable. Its long, thin body, pale skin, and narrow head give it a ghostly look, and the scars it leaves on its victims tell the story of its violent attacks. In a river full of strange creatures, the Kundera aku earns its place at the top of this list for its rare mix of bizarre design, aggressive hunting, and unsettling feeding habits. In the Amazon, danger wears many faces, but few are as uniquely disturbing as this giant parasite. The Amazon River is home to some of the most unusual and fearsome creatures on the planet, from tiny parasites that can slip inside a host to giant predators with teeth like knives. Every animal here has adapted in strange ways to survive in one of the most competitive environments on Earth. Some rely on speed and strength, others on camouflage or venom, and a few use methods so bizarre they hardly seem real. What's certain is that in the Amazon, weird and dangerous often go hand in hand. Every ripple in the water or shadow in the trees could be hiding something remarkably and maybe a little terrifying. Which creature on this list surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this journey into the Amazon's strangest wildlife, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more.